When we were first thinking about Maschine as a product, we were at a point where we tried to really create a new product. We wanted to cater to a completely different market segment. The Groovebox market is a very interesting niche for us because we felt we can really create a new product which is unique, which really doesn't just copy existing products, but is really bringing something new. And that's when we started with the ideas around Maschine. We always had the idea to do a software-based sequencing instrument, but when we then developed the idea of connecting it to a hardware and really building the software that runs on a computer and the hardware as one system, we realized that this has a lot of potential and might be a huge thing. We felt that after software instruments had reached a state where the sound was good, so nobody complained, hey, the software instrument is not sounding good enough, I want to have a hardware thing. It was more about the workflow and actually the way how you make music, and that's why we really focused on that part. It took quite a long time, almost a year, until it really took off. The first year was pretty tough in terms of sales because people didn't really understand the concept of having the software running on a computer and even being able to plug it into your existing DAW. And on the other hand, having a hardware which looks like an existing hardware device, like the MPCs, for example. Also was important for us to really think about how to position that product, because we realized, hey, we have now a prototype or even a basic software which can do quite a lot. It can be used as a tool in the studio for really building your groove, for making music. But it's also pretty interesting to use it live on stage because it had this aspect of, basically the music never stops and the loop can always run. You can record on top, you can switch patterns and scenes even without having to stop the music. But at that point we also realized, hey, it's maybe a little bit too much because it was also a very new product. It was a software and hardware system. It looked like a hardware thing, hardware only product, but obviously involved the software. It could run as a plugin and as a standalone and so on. So that's why we decided to really focus on the studio aspect first and say, yes, people might use it live on stage, but that's not the main thing we want to do. We want to market in the first place. So we even reprioritized some of the features and said, okay, it's more important that it works in a studio situation or basically at home and not on stage. So we really tried to sharpen the profile in the beginning to have one clear message.